Welcome back on the Smithy D, and we're back with another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I previously did an episode of To Buy or Not to Buy, and that was on Captain Rex. If you haven't seen that, the link is in the description below. Go to there after this video and watch it. So let's move on to technically my second review, but my very first farm or not to farm. The Smithy D way, the hybrid way. So the big question on everybody's mind, is he worth farming? Well, yes, I'll tell you that right now. He is worth farming. Do you want to know why? Stay tuned and watch the video and I will tell you why. The TIE Fighter pilot, he's an Empire attacker who inflicts buff immunity and gains foresight. This character is currently the fastest character in the game. He's got 170 speed at max gear level. With the right mod set on him, this character would be an absolute beast. So we're going to have a look over his abilities right now, and we're going to talk about synergies. We're also going to talk about what he brings to the current meta, what he's going to bring to past the current meta. His basic attack is called Targeted Computer. It deals physical damage to the target enemy and deals 35% more damage for each enemy suffering a debuff. Inflict tenacity down for 2 turns on a critical hit. Also as well, did I go over the part where he's an Empire character and Empire at the minute are just full of debuffs? His special, which is an AoE special, it's called TIE Strike. It deals physical damage to all enemies with an 80% chance to inflict buff immunity for 2 turns, inflict ability block on the primary target for 1 turn. Evasive Maneuvers is his unique at the end of each of his turns. For each debuffed enemy, the TIE Fighter pilot gains 10% turn meter and has a 35% chance to gain foresight for 1 turn. So as you can imagine straight away how this is going to play out with him under a Palpatine leadership. It's going to work like this. TIE Fighter pilot is going to do his AoE first. He's going to then debuff the enemy. He's then going to have all that turn meter he's going to get, not only from his unique, but also from the leadership of Palpatine. He's then going to be able to come around and do his basic attack on the opponent because he's going to gain all that turn meter from those debuffs from the Palpatine lead and his own unique. Emperor Palpatine is then going to come in with the power of the dark side and use his AoE stun. This then should give Palpatine enough turn meter to use his basic lightning strike. This would then normally land shock on the opponent, giving them another debuff on top of the stun debuff that Palpatine's already landed from his AoE. Say hello to my little friend. Darth Vader then is going to join the fight and use his Force Crush, which can then potentially put speed down and free damage over time effects for 2 rounds. This again is going to now allow Darth Vader to use his Culling Blade. We could also bring in an old friend, Grand Moff Tarkin, and he could use his intimidation tactics and put a load of debuffs down. So that's going to put offense down on the enemies, more speed down. It's going to hurt the rebels also as well. And then also we've got ultimate firepower that he could land. So you can imagine all these debuffs, and then what's going to happen next? You could even put Shore Trooper in there for the protection if you've got Shore Trooper. If not, you could always put Royal Guard. But the overall of it, of what's going to happen, it's going to fly back round to the TIE Fighter pilot. He then is going to use his basic Targeting Computer, which is going to deal an additional 35% more damage for each enemy suffering a debuff. He is also going to gain 10% turn meter for each enemy suffering a debuff and the chance of gaining foresight for 1 turn. So as you can imagine, he's going to be ideal for this Empire team. He's going to get so much synergy from Empire characters and debuffers, it's unbelievable. Emperor Palpatine by far is going to provide the best leadership for TIE Fighter pilot. Not only is this leadership going to provide potency and health, but also turn meter on debuffs, making this by far the best leadership for TIE Fighter pilot. Shore Trooper is definitely a great partnership with TIE Fighter pilot under an Emperor lead. Shore Trooper is going to offer protection to the TIE Fighter pilot, but he's also going to provide turn meter when he's in taunt for any special ability used by any Empire ally, including TIE Fighter pilot. The TIE Fighter pilot is also going to be great for the Rancor raid, as on his basic he has the chance to inflict tenacity down for 2 turns on a critical hit. Let's discuss his weaknesses. So his weaknesses straight away is going to be anybody that can cleanse. So cleansers to him is going to take away all this turn meter, and cleansers in general are going to be the weakness of Empire. Chirrut Emway is definitely going to be a weakness for the TIE Fighter pilot and most of the Empire debuffers. Not only is Chirrut Emway a cleanser, he's also a rebel, so he's going to receive a lot of rebel synergy. At this moment in time, Sharu Emway is a PvP exclusive. After the PvP, he may go into the Chromium packs, just like Shore Trooper, but who knows. Don't be disheartened by getting TIE Fighter Pilot over one character. I personally feel that Rex is still viable here. Not only is he able to cleanse, but he's also able to do a group Tenacity Up. Tenacity Up is then going to slow things for an Empire squad down. They're not going to be receiving all that important turn meter from their debuffs. Two other threats are definitely going to be Wedge, because Wedge is going to get the increased damage, or any rebel that has increased damage or effects against Empire, and there's also going to be Biggs. Biggs is also then going to receive 100% turn meter when he's attacked by an Empire target. Excluding any mods, TIE Fighter Pilot has around 20,000 HP, so you have to be very careful and tactical how you use him, because he will die very quickly if not used correctly. So as we can see that there's a lot of characters coming out that are rebels at the moment, and we've got some Empire coming out, so the meta is going to be the one or the other. The teams, you could probably hybrid them, you could put them separately, but overall there's going to be a synergy for both of them to make them overall strong. There is no sell-by date given on metas. Possibly the meta will last till about February, March, until we see that shift up where one character can make a huge difference on the meta and bring other characters into the mix. This brings me on to Starships. At the launch of ships, there will be 3 characters eligible to be fleet commanders. These characters are already available in the game and are eligible for character battles, but after unlocking the ships feature, they will have the additional option of crewing capital ships in fleet battles. The initial 3 fleet commanders will be Admiral Akbar, Grand Moff Tarkin, Mace Windu. So how I see this is I see the synergy still at work here, so Admiral Akbar would be Rebels, Mace Windu would be Jedi and possibly clones, Grand Moff Tarkin is going to be Empire. But as you know in game, we don't see a lot of pilots that are Empire. Okay, yeah, there's Darth Vader, but there's nobody else queuing up. This is where TIE Fighter Pilot is going to be essential to this team. I could probably see him being very, very powerful, considering he will be the only pilot, him and Darth Vader of course, in the Empire faction. This is easily where we could see the return of Boba Fett. Like in the movies, Boba Fett did a lot of work for the Empire and could easily put in the synergy of Empire. So like at the start of the video, TIE Fighter Pilot is worth the farm. He can be farmed from the Cantina Battle Stage 4 Mission B, and the good thing is it is only 10 energy. But this is where it's going to get tricky. You're going to need to decide and make that decision who you're going to farm first. He is definitely a must-have, and when I put a must-have, he needs to be on either your top 3 or your top 5 list. If you are currently farming a character for your arena team, then don't just stop just to get this character. If it's going to improve your arena squad, then yeah, that's your decision overall, but I normally have the belief of when you start something important, you want to try and finish it. Bear in mind, you're also going to need other characters that go with him. Standalone, he may not be as great as what he is in an Empire team, but he's going to have somewhat of some good use for ships. But that being said, Rebels are also going to have some good synergy with ships too. Let me know in the comments below, are you going the Empire route, Rebel route, or are you going both? I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching my video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure you smash that like button and share this video. If you haven't already subscribed, then do that right now. I upload videos on a daily basis. You can also follow me on Twitter. My name on there is the Smithy D. Please let me know your comments below. I'm the Smithy D. May the Force be with you always.